You can avoid splatter by putting a kitchen towel over your stand mixer so that this doesn't happen. All we do is put our towel over the mixer and turn it on. It's splattering out a little bit, but overall, it helped a lot. It definitely reduced the mess. That was just one of 20 weird, crazy, and hopefully useful baking hacks and myths that we're gonna be testing today. On to the next one. You can fold parchment paper to make it into a perfect circle for your pan. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fold this correctly, because like, they speed it up and I get all confused. So we fold it in half. Fold it in half again this way. Which way do you fold the triangle? This way? Then again. So now you take your little triangle, you line it up in the center of your cake pan, and then you'll just cut it. Like that. Let's see if it worked. Oh my gosh, I did it! So it's not like perfectly perfect. It definitely works better than me trying to like measure it out and cut around the cake pan. This is a good hack. This one is true.
You look like a demogorgon.
I look like a demogorgon.
Or a sunflower.
I like the sunflower better. You can use a thermometer instead of a toothpick to check if your cake is done so you don't overbake or underbake it. Just make sure the cake temperature is between 200 and 210 degrees. Okay, so I'm gonna do one with a toothpick just so we see it. Yay, it came out clean. What is the temperature? The temperature is at 189, so they have to go back into the oven until they get to 200. All right, let's try this again. Literally, how is it colder? I feel like the toothpick method works fine. Don't even bother with this. You can grate cold butter to make it soften faster. Got my cold butter here. It's not even going to my bowl. What the heck? There we go. We're still gonna have to wait like 10 minutes and then come back and check it, but we're just seeing if it softens faster. So I've also tried the method before of getting like a hot glass or bowl and putting it over your butter, which like kind of works, but also not really because the outside gets melted, but the inside is still kind of cold. Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
Okay, so it's been 10 minutes. Let's see if it's soft. Okay, it's definitely softer, but it's still kind of cold. But this one is room temperature and it's been sitting out for a few hours now. And most recipes call for the butter to be room temperature, so it's kind of a toss-up. You can use mayonnaise instead of oil in your box cake mix, and apparently this makes it super moist. I'm really skeptical about this one. I also have to use vegan mayonnaise because I'm allergic to eggs. So instead of half a cup of oil, we use half a cup of mayonnaise. Add in some cake mix. Okay, now I'm gonna mix this up until it forms like little crumblies. Well, it didn't really make crumblies, but that's okay. And then we just add in the rest of the ingredients. So in case you're like, but you're allergic to eggs. Yeah, I am. So I use this. It bakes actually really well. The cake batter like tastes kind of weird. Oh yeah, nope. I'm using my new hack. Perfect circle. All right, into the oven you go. Guys, this smells like mayonnaise. I don't think it's gonna be that great. So I took this mayonnaise cake out of the pan and it actually looks pretty good. It's been cooling for a little while. This is the regular cake that I made earlier. The original instructions told me to make 2 8-inch cakes out of it, which is why it's so thin. And hindsight, I should have not done that. I guess I'll start with the normal one first. I mean, it's not bad. It just tastes like a normal like yellow box cake mix. Now let's try the mayonnaise one. Better than I expected. It is very moist and I appreciate that. It tastes like a sweet cornbread more than a cake. Overall, I'd say that it works. You can make a box cake taste like it came from a bakery. Don't read the instructions on here. We don't need them. And you're going to melt butter instead of oil. Melted butter in. Then you use milk instead of water.
Why'd you pour that in a separate bowl?
I don't know why I did that. Milk in. Then you just add 1 extra egg than the box instructions say. So mine says 2 eggs, so I've gotta use 3 eggs. Then we just pour in the cake mix. Oh my gosh, it's so velvety smooth. The bakery cake came out of the oven and it actually looks really good. It baked very nicely, I'd say. I'm gonna remind myself what the box cake tastes like. So let's try it the bakery style. Okay, that is a million times better. Way more moist. The texture is so much better. It does taste like it came from a bakery compared to the box cake. This one is a winner. You can use dental floss and toothpicks to cut and level your cake. So you stick the toothpicks like all the way around the cake. By the way, this is my mayonnaise cake. I figured if I'm gonna mess one up, I might as well use the one that's made with mayonnaise and tastes like cornbread. I can only find mint dental floss instead of like unflavored, so now this is gonna taste like a minty cornbread cake. Going around the bottom. Oh my gosh. It won't go! Okay, there we go. Let's see how this did. So it's like actually pretty level. It's definitely more level than I thought, but if you have an actual cake leveler, that is the way to go. But technically, it did work. You can make a box cake with just 1 can of soda. Cake mix. I'm using a cream soda because that flavor sounds really good with like a yellow vanilla cake. It definitely looks more runny. All right, let's put this one in the oven. And then here is our cream soda cake. Look at all these little bubbles. Feels pretty spongy, like it feels like solid. Let's see what it looks like coming out of the pan. Oh my gosh, it's so tall. But the color definitely is very light. So let's remind myself with the normal cake and the cream soda. Like it tastes really good. Like I really like the cream soda added into it, but the texture a little bit soft, which I actually kind of like. Tastes like cream soda. So I'm sure you could use whatever flavor you wanted and it would taste like that. That's a winner, it works. You can use Jell-O powder to color and flavor your icing. I love life with a little bit of color. I think I'm just gonna try to pour a little bit at a time. Smells like raspberry. I think I do need to use more. I'm gonna use the whole thing. Look at it. It's a pretty pink.
It matches your shirt.
Look, it does. That works in terms of color, but let's try it. Ooh, it has a really good raspberry flavor to it, honestly. The texture isn't like the greatest, slightly gritty, but it's not horrible. So I actually have other colors besides pink, and since we have a lot more cakes left and a lot more hacks left to do, where we actually need to make a cake, I think I'm gonna make a unicorn cake because that sounds so much fun. This hack definitely works for me. You can make cookies out of box cake mix. So add in half a cup of oil, and then we just need 2 eggs. Okay, this is like just crumbly. Let's try to mush it. There we go. I kind of want to put the sprinkles in. I love adding sprinkles to everything. These feel really greasy, probably because of the oil. Amazing, I got my ball of dough. Now we're ready to put them on a pan. Now this bakes at 350 for 7 to 10 minutes. Okay, so a little update. These aren't spreading, so I'm just gonna like flatten them out on my own. Okay, so now I'm thinking I probably shouldn't have smooshed them down because then they did end up spreading. So that I can make them more round, let's do this little. Look how perfect that is. Oh my gosh! A little extra hack for you, there you go. Ooh, that's like the perfect texture for me, I feel like. I love when it's like soft and chewy and gooey like that. That's actually really good. It is a little bit oily, but this definitely works and it's really good. So you can top your cupcakes with marshmallows instead of frosting. You just take your cupcakes out 5 minutes before they're ready and put a marshmallow on top. It'll be like a s'mores. That's why I chose chocolate. Then we'll put them back in the oven for 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, they look so good! But this is a lot easier than like frosting and like piping cupcakes. I can't wait to try them now. Look at the gooey marshmallow. Okay, I'm somebody who like loves frosting. I'm not mad at this marshmallow hack. You can cook a cookie dough in your waffle iron. I'm here to test all the things that you probably don't want to do, but want to know if it works. Smoosh it down.
Did you spray it?
No. It looked like there was some remnant oil from the last time I used it. It smells kind of like it's burning. Maybe I should turn it down. Oh, it's a waffle. I'm not even sure how you get this out. Look at this crumbly mess. I'm gonna have to like unplug this, let this cool, and just pour this all out. This one is a fail. You'll just waste your cookie dough and be sad. You can put your cookie dough in a muffin tin, and supposedly it's going to make them softer and fluffier, and they won't spread into each other. So I'm having my muffin tin ones, and then I'm gonna compare them to the cookies baked just normally on a cookie sheet. Into the oven for like 10 to 12 minutes. Regular cookies and muffin tin cookies. That looks like they worked pretty well. So I've let the cookies cool for a little bit, and as you can see, the normal ones did like flatten down. These kind of sunk in towards the middle a little bit. So let's take them out. Like as you can see, these are a lot thicker. Let's try the normal one first. The thing that I do like about the muffin tin ones is that they're really crispy around the edges and then super soft and moist and fluffy on the inside. I feel like these muffin tin cookies are actually softer and fluffier. You can add pudding into your cookie dough to make them extra fluffy. I guess it gives it more flavor too. So we pour in half of the dry mix, which means I'll do half of the pudding mix, I guess. So we beat this together, just the butter, the dry mix, and the pudding. Okay, then we add in 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of water. It's said to beat this until fluffy, and it looks pretty fluffy to me. So now we can add in our chocolate chips. No need to measure. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. This is the normal dough without the pudding mix, and this is with the pudding mix, and it looks fluffier to me. We'll see what it's like when we bake it. Into the oven. They're so fluffy! I wonder if when they cool, they'll like flatten out though, like normal cookies. Okay, I think our cookies are cool enough. So there's the regular cookie, and it's pretty flat, and then there's the pudding mix cookie. Ooh, it feels fluffy and soft. Oh my gosh. Way more fluffy, way more soft. It's like a richer flavor, probably because of the added vanilla flavor. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna eat this whole thing. You can use a scraper and just your hand to fill your piping bag. Apparently it's way easier than the spatula and the cup method. There's nothing wrong with this method, but I just feel like there's a better way, I don't know. So all you do is you take your scraper, scoop up your icing, place it in your bag with your hand. I feel like you can get the bowl a little bit cleaner. Plus this is smoother, whereas like my spatula still has a bunch on both sides. And this, you just like scrape it right off, plop it in here. I mean, you get the same final result. Technically this works, whatever you wanna do is what's best. You can use scissors to slice around your piping tip for a clean cut. The old way that I always did it was just like cutting the end off and then it's like all jagged. So what you do instead, slice around and then you pull it off. You pull it off, oh my gosh! Oh, and look how much better, like it didn't splatter all over the edge. So this hack definitely worked. You can use hot water on your spatula to make your cake smooth. So you see how on the top, how there's a bunch of lines and it's like not smooth at all? We're gonna add some hot water and make it super smooth. Ooh. Already looks so much smoother. And so I'm also gonna do it with a bench scraper and then go around the sides. I do this hack all the time with my cakes. Probably my favorite cake hack I've ever learned. You can use a hairdryer to give your cake a glossy finish. This one I'm extremely skeptical about. The internet said to do it on a low setting. Okay, it might be kind of working, hold on. Is this just placebo effect? We'll try it like with higher heat, but I'm really scared it's gonna melt my buttercream. Wait, the top is way more glossy now. Okay, I don't know if you guys can tell, but like it's a little bit more shiny on the top than like on the sides. I am just really shocked. So I mean, technically it worked. Probably won't use this hack. You can use a cookie cutter and sprinkles to decorate your cake. So all you do is put the cookie cutter on top of your cake and then pour in your sprinkles. But let's see if it works. Oh my gosh! It reminds me of like one of those minimalist cakes on Pinterest. This cookie cutter sprinkle hack works.
And of course, I couldn't forget about our unicorn cake. I figured since I had a bunch of cakes made and colored icing from the Jell-O powder hack, I might as well make a fun cake while I'm at it. I think it turned out pretty cute. What do you guys think?
I picked out a couple other videos for you to check out right here, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll see you in the next video.